It's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island. Hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Sorry, we're just silly this morning, but we love having you a part of that. And I see the phone calls if you get hold, but I want to bring Dr. Barry Goodfield to the airwaves. He's worldwide profiler, licensed therapist, specializes in identifying unconscious nonverbal signals. He's also the founding director of the Goodfield Institute. Dr. Barry, welcome back to the show, my friend. How you doing this morning?
Morning, Joe. How am I doing? I'm doing fine. A little rainy out here, but I'm doing fine.
Yeah, are you in Los Angeles? You're the L.A.?
No, I'm not.
Where?
I'm not. I'm in Phoenix.
Oh, but you're out on the West Coast, and it's very early. And Doc, we appreciate you getting up. You know, because we wanted to talk to you yesterday. I know how busy you were. This whole Vegas massacre. Where are we? How are the families? What are you hearing? And Barry, give us the breakdown of what you went through when you volunteered your time, Dr. Goodfield, to talk to almost every victim of that horrible massacre, sir.
Well, I didn't talk to almost every victim, but I can tell you, Joe, that the ones that I did talk to were memorable. And what we did was get a message from the governor saying, you know, anybody licensed to practice could come up and help us out here because we need your help. All that took me was 3 hours and throwing some stuff in a car, and I shot up the road, and next thing I know, I was in Las Vegas. And the next thing that happened was within just a matter of a short period, I was sitting there having people come in who were traumatized from the event. And I would like to take our listeners through this experience. It was really incredible. So the first person that came in, you know, first of all, they gave us some food at the commissary there, which is really pretty plush. And during that time, as I was going through, I noticed something there that was stacked aside. People weren't really paying much attention to it. It was kind of a bunch of old bananas, and I thought, well, that's kind of a shame to throw those away. So I took an old banana with me back to where I was going to go see the patients. And so what happened was, at a certain moment, when somebody came in, that old banana was sitting on the table there. And I mean, it looked pretty old and raggedy. So the woman that came in was really rather upset. And I mean, she was really upset. And she started crying and was questioning the whole circumstance. And I said to her, here, listen, I said, you know, I'm a doctor. I need you to do something for me. Doctors have tools. Hold this banana. So I put this rotten banana in this lady's hand, and she looked at it. She said, why am I holding on to that? I said, wait a minute. What do you mean, why am I holding on to that? I said, why are you holding on to that? What is it? What do you got there? She said, I should throw it away. Why? Because it's a rotten banana. I said, that's the guy who did all the shooting. Do you want to carry him with you, or do you want to get rid of him? You want to throw it away.
Yeah.
She tossed that banana into a garbage can, and that's the message I think that people should know.
Yeah.
Don't carry the rotten banana. Get rid of it.
Yeah. Boy, I just can't imagine what you went through. I mean, they were traumatized like that. Of that. But you know what's upsetting to a guy like me, Doc, is that there's no closure. They didn't. You did a profile on the guy. I don't even like to mention the creep's name, but you did a profile on the guy. Why don't we know more? Is there a conspiracy that they're hiding? I mean, but what is the reason that they're not just letting us know more about why this happened? And how did they just Barry? They just let it go. They let it go, like, oh, it happened, and things like that happen. We want answers, you know, Dr. Goodfield.
Hey, Joe, listen, yes, the answer is I don't think there's a conspiracy, but what I think there is, if there's a conspiracy, it's a conspiracy of ignorance. Here's what I believe. When I as a profiler, you know, Joe, that's one of the things that I do.
Yes, sir.
That other than clinical practice, that's one of the things I do. What you can also know is simple. That what I did was to look and listen and very carefully hear what took place. And I also had a lot of people telling me what happened. They told me what took place and what they saw, what they experienced. And then I started to take this guy's mind apart. First, I waited for the medical examiner to go through and weigh his brain and check it for all kinds of stuff. And he came out perfectly normal. But then what happened was, after that came a long list of stuff. I analyzed it, put it together. I would very definitely like your listeners to go to goodfieldinstitute.com and download that 17-page analysis specifically of why and how that man did what he did. I know, Joe, I know why it happened. And if people are interested, go to goodfieldinstitute.com, download it, read it for yourself, and see if it doesn't make sense. It's clear, it's there. I don't think there's a conspiracy. I just think it's just a lack of getting a hold of it.
Is he? I mean, just in a synopsis, Dr. Goodfield,
Sure.
he was mentally ill for sure. But were there warning signs that this guy was going to snap? I mean, he just seemed normal. That's the scary part, Doc. You know.
It's just what you're saying is absolutely true. I know people that talked to him, and I know people that were around him, and basically he was tipping waiters and service people there right up to the time he did this. And what you can know, I'm going to ask you a question. Were there signs that people could know? And the answer to that is no. It just snapped. But I want to tell you, snapped. This man spent a lot of time and an awful lot of money building this project, and he made it a project. This is an accountant, a logical guy, an intellectual guy, a smart guy, formal federal auditor, for God's sakes. This is your auditor, auditor with a rifle. Yeah. And he bought the right kind of guns, the right kind of equipment, and he laid the whole thing out mathematically, and he really did lay it out mathematically. He did all kinds of stuff with angles and this and that, and this man was as normal as the guy in the elevator standing next to you. But you don't know how normal that guy is. Yeah. Could this happen to anybody? No, I don't think so. It takes a certain amount of programming. Read the analysis and see how he got programmed his whole life into doing this.
Wow. Okay, the Goodfield Institute. Yeah. Now, if we can, and by the way, thanks for your service to those victims in Vegas, Doc. You dedicated. You were there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and God bless you for doing that, because that was, I mean, those people needed someone to talk to, and to this day, something like that it will traumatize you for life. But
Joe, I was there for the week that they asked me to be there, and we spent time doing that, and I can tell you, the people in that hotel, at Mandalay Bay Hotel, are fantastic people. They were traumatized as much as anybody else that was out there in that audience getting shot at. It's just true. Yeah. It's a terrible thing, Joe. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, and to deal with it, you say just to move on. What did you tell these folks before? I want to move on to this Kavanaugh situation, but staying on the Vegas, to move on. You did the banana analogy, but you just say walk away from it. It's hard to do.
No, look. With the last day, they had a gathering of all the VIPs and as well as service people that were at the hotel. Yeah. They all came in there, and at the very last, the woman, they said, Dr. Goodfield, would you and Dory, your wife, be able to be there as a standby in case something goes wrong? And during that period of time, for the couple of hours that we were there, two people, we had three people that came in, and they said they needed some therapy at the moment, right on the spot. This one woman came in, and she was incredible. She said, Dr. Goodfield, tell me, please, is it safe? Will this happen again? Wow. And I looked at her and I said, I see that you've got a cross hanging around your neck. And she said, yes. I said, can I believe in that sense that you have a religious faith? Yes. Does that religious faith tell you some things about what will happen, what could happen? I said, you're asking me about something called probability logic. What's the chance of something like this occurring again? And the answer is very small. But the cross around your neck says that you have a belief in and faith that you can take care of yourself and that somebody else is looking after you too. Do you believe that or not? She said yes. I said, okay, then believe in that. You know what she did? She gave me a hug, said thank you, doctor, and left.
Wow. Let's go to the Kavanaugh situation, Doc, if we can.
Sure.
Dr. Ford's testimony, I wasn't buying it. I mean, I don't mean to be sexist. I'm an old white guy, Dr. Goodfield, you know. So yes, what was your take?
Joe.
You know. So what happens when you see Dr. Ford up there at this Kavanaugh fiasco? What were your thoughts, Dr. Goodfield?
Very simple. We watched this thing and I don't know how many times I've seen it now, probably close to a dozen now. Yeah. But I can tell you something else. She absolutely, totally, without a doubt, believes what she's saying. And so does Judge Kavanaugh. So both of them, if you gave them a polygraph, would come out like, yes, I'm telling the truth. Why? Because if the polygraph doesn't check the truth, it checks your belief in what you're saying.
Got it.
Yeah, so she believes it. He believes it.
But what did you see? Did you see with your signals that you see, these nonverbal signals that you pick up? Tell us about that from either Dr. Ford or Judge Kavanaugh.
Okay, first of all, they were both very, very present in the situation. They were both. This was their deal, And what Dr. Ford does is her strategy for survival. Everybody's got one. Everybody has one. What she does is she puts herself into a kind of an altered state of consciousness. She pulls back, and then she just withdraws. And that little girl voice that you hear is the stress and pressure that she has. And here's a fact that we know in psychology. With stress goes regression. We turn to earlier patterns of behavior. Mm-hmm. And one of the things she does is she comes back and becomes that little girl voice.
Is that what that was? Yeah.
Yeah, a little kid saying, "Don't hurt me."
Wow.
Believe me.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Take care of me.
Yeah. And then looking at Judge Kavanaugh, he looked forthright. He looked believable to so many of us. Did you feel the same way, Doc?
It sounded to me like George Patton standing in the middle of the road directing traffic, and yeah, he was, maybe you could say credible, but he may have been, to others, he may have been too credible. Can you say that the guy was upset? Of course he was upset. Would you be upset? We talked about that before.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes, he was. He was outraged by all this stuff, and he had a perfect moral reason to feel that way. So what can we say about it is that when we looked at Judge Kavanaugh, was he credible? Absolutely. Was he outraged? Yes. Were there reasons behind that? Nobody argues that. Now people are saying, was he too much overwhelmed? Look, if somebody was attacking probably one of the most important things in his life, his honor, his integrity, and his sense of value. That's who the man is. He spent his whole life building this. Yeah,
so it was warranted. Dr. Goodfield, thanks a million. You could go, where can we go to goodfieldinstitute.com? Tell us where we could find out about the Vegas shooter and certainly about Dr. Ford and Judge Kavanaugh.
Joe, I would love to have your people go to goodfieldinstitute.com and download the analysis that I did of him and why and how. I waited for the medical examiner's report, and now it's done, and now we're all set to go. Goodfieldinstitute.com, and you can get the Kavanaugh analysis, and you can also get Dr. Ford's analysis, both of which are there.
All right, amazing. Dr. Barry Goodfield. Barry, thank you so much, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Hey,
God bless, and I'll see you soon enough. Dr. Barry Goodfield right there, a worldwide profiler. We're just trying to make sense of it all. How does that guy shoot? What's going on? Why are there no answers? The videos keep coming out from Vegas. And I guess if you go to the goodfieldinstitute.com, hopefully that'll maybe bring some closure. You can check it out.
Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.